Okay, so today we are going to fillet fish. So you've got yourself a whole white fish here. Well, technically it's not whole. If you remember from PowerPoint and everything, it's actually drawn because there is no internal organs, which helps nice to extend the shelf life of these fresh fish. So what we need for this is twofold. You need your fillet knife, and your fillet knife, remember, is the flexible blade knife, and you're going to need your chef's knife. I will use my um, butcher knife to do what I need to do for this. So filleting a round fish is fairly straightforward. The biggest thing is the size. Okay, so white fish is not too bad. Obviously, you want to weigh this first so you get your as purchased. What most people do first off is then remove the head. So a chef's knife works well for this. So what I do is I take the fin, put it up, and I work right behind the gills here, and I just cut right through, separating. You got the bone that's in there as well. Sometimes that takes a little bit more. So that's called obviously waste. All right. Now we'll go into the actual filleting. So normally I would do this towards me, but I'm going to flip it around so you can see how I'm doing it. All right. But normally I would be doing it towards me in order to get it done. You can move them this way or that. So I'm going to move to the side here. I'm going to show you what I do. So I start off, I go two ways for this. So I take my fillet knife, I go right above the fin. I go in just about 1/4 of an inch just to start it off. And I just go down to the edge. So I'm working my way above the backbone. Okay? I turn the blade around. I work my way the other way. And what I do once I get past this bottom fin right here is I actually take and I run my blade all the way through, slight angle down, and just cut the tail end off. So that removes and separates that part of the fillet. Now I go back in, I use the tip of my blade, and I pull back till I get to the rib cage, and you're gonna feel it. Once you hit the rib cage, what we want to do is we want to go over that so we can try to avoid the pin bones. So take the tip of your blade and go over the rib cage. I got a few pin bones in there. That's okay. We can take care of those. Once I'm over that part, I bring it back down to separate the rest out. Okay. So I'll do the other side and then I'll clean these up. So I'm gonna move this over to the side. And again, so you can see it like so. Okay, actually I'm gonna do it vertical. This side's a little easier for me that way. All right. So I'm gonna start in the middle, go up, do my initial separation, go through, all the way through, and down through the tail. Pull back the meat. Going over the rib cage, and you'll feel it. Back down. Again, a few pin bones, that's fine. We'll take care of it. You can see there's the rest of the rib cage. I'm going above. I'm just using the flat part of the blade and the tip to separate the two. Okay, so this part is garbage. That's part of your waste. So use that for your stock making. Okay, so in here, I've got some of the fin and stuff still. I'm going to remove those. Again, with me, I'm just going to take in your case, your chef's knife, and just separate that out. Again, this goes in. You can use this for stock. Okay, so I feel the bones here. So I'm going to go in and trim away this part here. Get rid of those bones as well as I can. Because again, a lot of people when they are working with fish, one of the reasons why they don't like fish, eating fish, is because they've probably gotten a bone stuck in their mouth when they've been eating them. So I'm going to see if I can pull these bad boys. So you can see they're small enough, but they stick right out. And so you can go in and pull. I didn't bring it with me. I don't have a pair that I can use here. You could also use a pair of needle nose pliers, obviously ones that you're not using for automotive shop or anything like that, to get those in. Okay, so you can use those to pull the pin bones. Another way, and I'll do that with the other one here, but but you can see the difference too. So I'm running my finger down. I can feel where the pin bones are at because they kind of xylophone up. So the other way that you'll sometimes see it done, and I refer to this in the lecture, is doing a V cut or a J cut. So let me get this part cleaned up. Use this too. That works. So if I've got a V cut, what I end up doing is, here's my pin bones. And the reason why you don't see them done as much on a smaller cut is you're losing a lot of product. So you see, if I do a V cut here, see I lose a bunch of meat as well when it comes to that. So that's why they usually see those with the bigger cuts. Last thing we need to do with these is we need to skin them. So the way we skin them is we look at whichever side's the tail side. If you're right-handed, you'll put that on the left. You're going to put it right up against the edge of the board. You're going to take your chef's knife, and you're going to take and just do a little cut to start, like so. Grab a hold, and with a slight downward angle, you're going to cut to remove the skin. Again, it looks easy, but remember, I've been doing this for a few years, so it's not my first rodeo. All right, but if you have a nice sharp blade, and I just sharpened this knife as well as the other knives, so it definitely makes life much easier. Again, tail end, do a little cut in to get it started. Grab a hold of the tail, lay it almost flat against the board, and then do a cut with your knife all the way down to remove the skin. Hey, no, you can, there you go. If you're doing a V cut, do the V cut afterwards. It makes life a little easier. So there are your two fillets. You could cut this guy here in half and have a fillet. This one you might want to look at, especially since I did the V cut, you might want to cut it in half this way, do some long like strips or something along those lines. That, ladies and gentlemen, is filleting a white.